Today, we're just going to get right into it as your favorite talking head does his best to keep his promise. That's right, I'm reviewing another book. This time, it's Someday I'll Find You by C.C. Humphreys, and I think you guys know why I chose this book. Or did the book chose me? Hi, I'm your host, Chris Humphrey. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm just another talking head doing my best to get my opinion out there, and I just so happen to share sort of the same last name, just one letter away as this author. Someday I'll Find You by C.C. Humphreys, and I've never read any of his books before, but this book got me into him, and I'm going to go out there and read more, I promise, because it was such a delight and so much fun to read. To give you the lowdown, or to give you the perspective of the book, it is a romance book set in the time of World War II, involving Nazis, spies, Norwegians, English, and Canadians, because the writer is from the same beautiful place I'm from, Toronto, Humphrey. Hey, maybe we're related somewhere down the line. We could be. But people aren't going to like about this story, because I like to get what people aren't going to like out of the way, because I find that's the part that always seems to get people to not partake in things. And I don't even have to read reviews, but if I were, it would probably be that it's just a little too slow. I have no problem with that. I like reading books. I don't care if it's slow, short, fast. I don't care if it's action packed. I like reading slow books because I know the writer's cooking up something, or at least I hope the writer's cooking up something. And if they don't, the ending is usually terrible. But in this book, it's a little slow paced, and that's okay. He's going through the view of three different people, right? It's a bit of a love triangle, right? You got Billy Koch, the main character. You see his point of view. You get Elsa Magnuson. You get her point of view, and then you get one other point of view, and I won't spoil it because it's a big part of the actual book. But uh, people won't like that it's a slow build. Sometimes nothing happens, and then sometimes a lot happens. But when it gets to chapter 12 or 13, it kicks up a notch with the spying into the Nazi Reichs and Operation Valkyrie and the Norwegians, and how much they got involved. That's the only complaint that I have, is that it's a little bit slow, and some people aren't going to like that. But like I told you guys earlier, it's not my problem. I like slow books because that tells me that the writer's cooking. And in this book, he is cooking up something. This would be a really good, and here's the positive, this would be a really good um, movie. I think it would be a very good movie. And if I was Mr. Humphreys, I would get out there and have a script ready, because people are going to come calling, especially for the way that the spy romance things is. From what I've read of history, I don't know many spies that were women of Norwegian descent, so it was kind of cool. I would have liked more point of views from the lovely Ilsa. I would have liked that a little bit more, because I preferred her over Billy Cook. Then again, I like spy thrillers, and I usually like the spy characters the most anyways. But I would have liked to get more of her point of view, and then maybe splash in an epilogue at the end telling me what happens 50 years later, or if something happens 50 years later. Because that ending, and this is what the book is cooking up, that ending is really good. It's a really powerful ending, very good ending. Uh, right? And a lot of writers can't write endings, but this is like a really good ending that's built up from the first page onward. Um, yeah, you can tell I liked it. I liked it a lot, except for that it was just a little bit too long. Another part that I really liked is that it's so focused on history, and that probably has to do with the level of detail that the author and the writer put into it, right? About World War II and spies and Nazi Germany, and how lives were changed a lot through war, and how we aged a lot. Uh, through that time period of war, right? What a shitty uh, time it probably was to be alive in Europe and things like that. But he, the historical context is really good. I'm pretty sure I Googled one thing after to see if he was right, and I won't tell you what it is. I'm like, did it really? And I'm like, it did. Look at that. Now, whether Google's right or not, then great. But from what I understand, because I picked up another book of his, is that he's a historical author and he knows his shit. He studies. My uncle, if he was still alive, probably would have really liked this book for the historicalness to it. The romance he probably wouldn't have cared of, but it's a book about survival and through World War II and falling in love with somebody after just 3 days with them and then trying to find a way to get back to him years and years later, right? And could you at that time? It would have been hard fighting a war. One supposed to be on the other side and one on the other side type of deal, spying. But I really liked it. Very heartwarming, very beautifully written. It's just the pace was just a little bit off. The book itself, I got an advanced copy, and for an advanced copy, it's very beautiful. Right, it was very well put together. One of the better versions. I just wish it was on Kindle instead of reading on that terrible NetGalley app. But still, it was such a delight. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow, June 6th, and I think everybody should go out and pick this up because it's such a delight to read. Maybe you learn a little. If you like spy books, you like thriller books, you like World War II books, this is great. But if you really like romance books, this one's a great heartbeat, right? A very romantic uh, time period. Well, not time period. It wasn't romantic at that time, but a very romantic book of that time period of war, fighter pilots, and things like that tossed in. But if you're wondering where I rank it and where I put it, uh, I really think that this is a wonderful book. It's just a little slow to start. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. You can see it's good enough for my second best book of the year. I think you really are going to like it. I don't really think you're going to have any problems with it, except for it being a little slow. But if I promise you, if you hang in there with the slow parts, it just gets better and then better. And the spy stuff comes out and you're like, oh, that's really good. And then the love triangle comes in a way, and you're like, oh, that's really good. And then it really gets deep in the second half of the second act, the third act, and the fourth act, and that's where it really shines. And that ending is a really well done, full circle ending. Right, so if you're okay with slow war dramas, spy thrillers, and mixed in with romance, then you're probably going to love it. If you don't like any of those three genres, spy, World War II, romance, then you're probably not going to like this. If you don't like the combination of all three, then you're not going to like this because it's a little slow for some people. But it's a great book. 9 out of 10. Number 2 of the year, personally, for me. What a delight it was to read. I'm going to check out more of C.C. Humphrey's books. Someday I'll Find You. Coming out tomorrow, June 6th. Get there, pick it up, read it, love it. Read a little more. Guys, if I don't see you, I love you. Producer, you know what to do. Play some music because it's Bum Dia Bodharje and Banach for me. Ciao.